welcome back to the show. Well, if you thought politics here was bad, take a look at what's happened in the US. There, the entire federal government has shut down. That's 800,000 workers not being paid and all non-essential services stopped at a cost to the economy of $320 million a day. And all because lawmakers can't agree on healthcare reform.
Unfortunately, Congress has not fulfilled its responsibility. It's failed to pass a budget. And as a result, much of our government must now shut down until Congress funds it again.
Well, Tom Switzer from the United States Study Centre joins me now. Good morning to you, Tom.
Lisa.
So can you explain to us, how does a government shut down? Why has this happened?
Well, look, you have to remember Washington is a very divided and polarised environment right now and has been for some time. I mean, the Republicans, the centre-right party, control the House of Representatives. The Democrats, the centre-left party, control the Senate, and of course President Obama, being a Democrat, controls the White House. So you have divided government, and the House Republicans want to force the defunding of the President's signature healthcare legislation as a way of forcing fiscal discipline on him. He's not interested, and so you have this stalemate.
So what happens now? I mean, the damage at $320 million a day, we can see the financial damage, at least in the short term. What happens next?
Well, look, most government shutdowns, and there have been, believe it or not, 17 since the mid-1970s, they usually only last a couple of days. The main exception was in the winter of 95-96, which lasted for more than 20 days, but it ultimately led to a good compromise agreement between the Republicans and President Clinton. I suspect something like that might happen. If it doesn't, it's a problem because on October 17, the US government needs to face a major decision on whether or not to increase the debt ceiling. Now that's important because if the Americans don't lift their debt ceiling, and it's $16.7 trillion now, the government will be forced to default on its debt, and that will have huge implications for the world because the rest of the world will have no confidence in US Treasury bonds as an investment source, and that could spark an economic downturn.
Let's talk about those implications specifically when it comes to Australians, both here and abroad. Can you explain that for us?
Look, I don't think one should overstate the significance of this for Australians. It's a partial government shutdown, meaning that functions deemed essential will still continue in the United States. So you'll still have air traffic controllers, and that means Australians can still travel to America. The problem for Australians, of course, is if they're keen on going to national parks and museums that are subsidised by taxpayers, and most of them are, then they will be shut down. So if you're an Australian, I wouldn't want to go to the Statue of Liberty or to the Washington Monument or any of those great Smithsonians in the Washington Mall. They'll be shut down.
There'll be a lot of very disappointed tourists.
Indeed.
Okay, Tom, interesting to get your insight. Thanks very
Lisa.
much for that.